It was a sunny afternoon when I was gardening. My daughter was playing with her toys in the yard. As I was enjoying planting new flowers, I heard the gate open, and it was my mother in law instructing the taxi driver to put her belongings inside. There were shopping bags and even a big box. I heaved a deep sigh. She must have gone shopping again. When the driver left, she called me. Agatha, come here, girl. I went immediately to her. Give yourself some worth. Put these bags inside and carry that big box to the rooftop. And please, don't touch any of these. I know you are envious, but have some decency and don't ever try to steal any. I would never steal. She chuckled. That is something a liar and a desperate girl would say. She rolled her eyes at me. What are you waiting for? Get moving. She instructed me as if I was her maid. But I'm already used to this kind of treatment. Whenever my husband is not around, she always makes me do things for her and always emphasizes that I am jealous of her. Ever since she moved in with us, my life has never been the same. I followed her orders and carried her shopping bags inside, while the big box, I had it all the way to the rooftop. And when I came down, I saw her checking her newly purchased jewelry while talking to someone over the phone. Of course, my son is so gallant and generous. He lets me use his credit card to shop. Yes, clothes, shops, and sunglasses. I even bought a new tanning bed. Yes, our maid helped me with the things. She even carried the box to the third floor. Good thing she is not useless. I have to relax, after a long day of shopping. I'm so pissed by everything that she said. She called me her maid? And what did she say? My husband lent her his card? That is impossible. My husband is so meticulous when it comes to money and overspending. I wonder where she got all his money. Mom, how much does all your shopping cost? I asked in a very polite way. She took it as an insult and moved towards me. How dare you ask me that kind of question? What do you think of me? Cheap and poor? It's none of your business. For all I know, you're just jealous because I have all this wealth to buy whenever I want. And you come from a poor family. You have my son to thank for because without him, you would still be in the slums now. She rolled her eyes again and went back to attending her jewelry. Her words have definitely wounded me. It's so easy for her to insult my family, especially me. I have nothing against her, but she is always angry on me. I did not respond when she proceeded to make dinner. Her mistreatments of me has been going on for a year, but I'm afraid to tell my husband about it because I don't want to ruin their relationship. Later that night, we had dinner when my husband opened up about his trip to Singapore. It will be in a remote village, there would be no signal, and it would be hard to contact me. But it is only for 2 months. I smiled at him and held his arms. Don't worry, my love. I can assure you that you have nothing to worry about because I will take a good care. Son, are you sure you'll be away that long? My mother-in-law interrupted me. That's why my husband's attention was diverted to her. I can sense the excitement in her tone rather than concern, as if she's about to do something. Yes, Mom, I'm sorry if it has to be that long. I really need this trip for my promotion. Lucy's face lit up upon hearing those words. Oh, don't worry, I understand. Of course, you need to work hard and earn money for the family, right? Yes, we will have lots and lots of money. I promise I will take good care of everyone and help Agatha here in the house. Am I right, darling? She smiled, Oh, her fakeness is very evident. I did not bother responding to her. I just focused on my food and helped my daughter with hers. She was delightful during the entire dinner, as if she made a good impression on my husband. I was about to clean the table when she surprisingly offered to do it instead. My darling, don't bother yourself. I will do the dishes tonight. She smiled at me and did a quick side eye to my husband. I was just staring at her the entire time. And when Jed and our daughter went to our bedroom, my mother in law quickly put down the dishes. Bold of you to assume that I will do the dishes. Here, get them out of my sight, dumb girl. Why are you being like this? What? Do you remember your place here? You're just a wife. I am his mother. I am the boss here and you're the maid. So clean this up right now, or I will throw all these plates at you. You're being so mean to me. Oh, I'm being mean to you? Oh, you're going to cry now? What are you going to do? Tell my son that I'm being mean? As if he's gonna kick me out here? She talks in a mocking and babyish tone. I could not stand her anymore and kept silent. She keeps on laughing as if she won the argument most sensibly. She dropped a plate on her feet and it bled. I was shocked by what she did. One of the maids came to my rescue, but my mother-in-law started crying and shouting in pain. This is not real. She did it on purpose. I tried to help her, but she pushed me away. My husband came rushing towards her. Mom, what happened? Lucy pointed at me. She did this to me. She got angry at me for no reason. This is not true. I did nothing. Don't lie, Agatha. You were angry at me for interrupting you earlier. Why are you being so mean to me? I'm your mother. She cried in the middle of her statement. I couldn't contain myself from being annoyed by her false acts. My husband heaved a sigh. Let's settle this in the morning. First, let's get you treated, Mom. Jed helped and carried her to her room. I trust my husband, and I know he will believe me. One of our maids said she would do it, but I insisted. My mother-in-law is so problematic, and I can't endure her attitude any longer. On that night, I confessed to my husband what truly happened. He understood me and was thinking of doing something about his mom's behavior towards me. The day of my husband's travel has come. We hugged each other goodbye. He kissed me and my daughter. Bye-bye, Ellie. Be a good girl, okay? Dad is coming home soon. I love you, Dad. Take care of yourself. I hugged my husband again and kissed him on the lips. As we broke our kiss, I saw my mother-in-law glued to her phone. Mom, I'm about to go. My husband's voice brought her back to her senses. She smiled and hugged my husband. Her actions are bizarre, as if she's being cautious and guilty. But I paid it no mind. 5 days have passed since my husband left for Singapore. As usual, my mother-in-law is treating me horribly. She asked me to clean her toilet and even shoved me down the bathroom floor because I accidentally wet her slippers. She gets angry over the tiniest things. I was teaching my daughter the alphabet when I heard a loud scream from my mother-in-law's bedroom. I headed downstairs and I saw her whimpering on the floor. What is wrong? When she heard my voice, she stood up and pointed a finger at me. It's you! I was so confused by what she said. It's you who stole all my jewelry. My mother-in-law hysterically grabbed my hair and pushed me down her bed. Why is she accusing me of something I never did? This is absurd. How dare you steal all my accessories? You're an ungrateful bitch. Bold of you to have the audacity of stealing my things. You're an envious, cunning bitch. Go away. My daughter saw the commotion. I can hear her cry for my name. Lucy clutched my hair and dragged me into every corner of her bedroom. Please, you're hurting me. You deserve that, bitch. Granny, please let go of mommy. I can hear my daughter pleading for my mercy. Just let it be, Ellie. Your mother is a thief and she deserves to rot in hell. She dragged me out of the bedroom and towards the main door. I can hear Ellie crying and asking her grandmother to stop. Lucy pushed me out of the house and threw the nearest thing she grabbed at me. She hit me in the head with a book, making my forehead bleed. When Ellie saw the blood, she collapsed. I rushed towards her, but my mother-in-law immediately closed the main door and locked me out. I saw her smirk right before it happened. What is wrong with her? I will never let someone like you near my granddaughter. I was starting to panic, knowing that Ellie was scared of blood and she just collapsed, and I can't even trust my mother-in-law to be alone with her. I kept knocking on the door, my heart panicked like crazy. Please, open the door. Let me check Ellie, please. I did not steal anything. Why are you doing this to me? I want my daughter back. I kept repeating these words as I knocked several times on the door. I am so worried about my daughter. I cannot contact my husband, and there is bleeding in my forehead. I refuse to believe that all these are happening. I gave up when there was still no response from them. My paranoia is increasing. I have been thinking about my daughter, and I couldn't stop crying. I decided to stay at my friend's apartment. I don't have anything. I need money or a phone. I am even wearing my house clothes. I left everything at home, even my beloved daughter. I tried to return to the house for 5 days, but my mother-in-law banned me from entering the village. She has already spread the rumor of me stealing all her jewelry. 2 days later, I still got no news from my daughter and husband. I saw a familiar face as I was buying food and trying to regain my energy. Merle, is that you? Madam Agatha? She hugged me as soon as she recognized me. It's one of our maids. I looked at her and asked her about my daughter. How is Ellie? Is she okay? Is she hurt? Merle looked around before talking to me. She moved an inch closer and tried to whisper something. Ellie is okay. In fact, I'm keeping her safe. I really wanted to contact you, but I need to find out. But it doesn't matter now. What matters most is the truth. You have to know her secret. Your mother-in-law is in deep trouble. What do you mean? Madame Lucy has put the house on a lease. She lost a gambling bet. That's where she gets her money to buy all the stuff that she wants. But unfortunately, she lost and accidentally betted the entire house. She was so afraid to tell her son the truth. That's why she wanted you out, because she's scared that you might tell your husband. Please, madam, you have to do something. My heart sank from what I just heard. I'm even more worried for my child. My mother-in-law is so evil. How dare she put the house on the bet? All my husband's hard work will be put to waste because of her stupidity. I held Merle's hand and begged her. I will do something, but you have to help me. Can I trust you? She nodded. Good. I want you to meet me here again tomorrow. Bring my phone and wallet. I will contact Jed and tell him about everything. Are you with me, Marley? Yes, ma'am, I am. And with that, Merle headed out. I just have to wait for her to do the job. The next day, we met again at the store. She handed me my phone and wallet. Don't worry, madam. Ellie is fine. I told her you are well and that you and Mr. Jed will be back home soon. Thank you so much for your kind heart, Merle. We parted ways and I started to contact my husband. After several attempts, and by several it means almost a day of calling and redialing, he finally answered. Hello, my love. Is there something wrong? I can sense the concern in his voice. Good thing that he found an area with a signal. I told him everything. I was crying, retelling him what happened. I cannot believe she did this to you, to us, her family. Don't worry, I'll be back as soon as I can. Her evilness has to stop. We will get Ellie and our house before. He traveled to the central city and took the fastest flight back home. After a day, Jet picked me up from my friend's house. Just as we arrived at our house, we saw Lucy hosting a tea party. The audacity! She still has the guts to host a party while our house is on the brink of getting leased by someone else. We got out of our car and Jet stopped the party immediately. Stop this nonsense! What are you doing, Mother? Everyone in the backyard gasped, even my mother-in-law. The look in her eyes shouted surprise and confusion. Ellie saw me and ran to me swiftly. She cried and hugged me tightly. I miss you, my love. I'm so sorry for taking too long. Lucy started to walk closely to my husband. Son, what are you doing here? Shouldn't I be asking you that question? I heard you kicked Agatha out of the house, accused her of stealing, and even deprived her of seeing our child. And I discover even absurd news. You lost the house to a gambling bet, and you still have all the confidence to host a party and spend money? Are you really that heartless? I can hear murmurs all across the place. They were looking intently at my mother-in-law, waiting for her response. That is not true. Who told you that? Your wife? Ha! She is manipulating you. She is using you against me. That's her true talent, putting words into my mouth. She's an evil little bitch. My husband had enough and slammed the nearest table he reached. The guests shouted in disbelief. Enough of your lies, Mother. I know everything. Merle told us the truth, and we know she will never betray us. You are my mother, and I cannot believe that you can do this to me, to my family. My mother-in-law burst into tears and went to her knees. Son, please forgive me. I just want to maintain my lifestyle. I want to show everyone that I'm wealthy and that you still prioritize me as your mother. I'm jealous of Agatha because she gets to have everything. Please, I will do everything to pay you the house's compensation. Good, because from now on, you will be paying for the house monthly until the lease has been lifted. You must pay it within 3 months. But I don't have that vast amount of money. You're wealthy, remember? You can afford shoes, bags, clothes, and jewelry. Where are they now? Use them to pay for your debts. Lucy begged once again. Please, I will change. Just don't make me pay. That is something a liar and a desperate girl would say. She cried even louder when she realized when I referenced that line. She was the one who told me that, and it backfired on her. One guest stood up. You kept on bragging about the things you own, Lucy, and all this time you bought them from an illegal business. Another one stood up and spoke her mind. I always thought you were just selfish, but you are really a horrible person. You are really the worst. I hope you find a new set of friends because I don't want to be associated with an abusive person like you. With that, all the guests left. Lucy cried and kept on begging her son, but Jed became heartless towards her. It's over, Mom. You have to learn your lesson. And we also left Lucy alone in the house. We gave her 3 months to settle the house's account. In the end, her selfishness and rudeness were the ones that made her miserable and all alone.